You know what? I didn't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Hello there, gang. We have just had another Hasbro Pulse fan stream, and what an interesting assortment it truly has been. They kicked things off in a big way with a big figure, the Odin Super Deluxe figure that has been teased for a long time, and we thought it was going to get revealed a little bit later, but it seems like today was the day, just in time for Father's Day. It all makes sense now, and what a way to kick off the show this was. Almost too good, because they kind of peaked too soon. I think that's going to be the gist of where we go with this little recap, because this Odin, in the Shawn Michaels terms, he was the showstopper. He was really impressive. Just the size and the heft of this guy, all completely new sculpt as well. No reuse, no half-assing here. This is a brand new, big All-Father, and he looks really impressive. And I love the aesthetic they've gone for, where it's a kind of retro look, but not super crazy retro. It's just a good feeling to it. I like it. I got a lot of positivity to get out for this figure. We don't have a price though. So if he's super crazy expensive, then that'll kind of take the bloom off the rose. But if this guy retails for about 50 bucks, which is what I'm guessing that might be it, I wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't be too mad about that bad. Bad or mad? I wouldn't be either of those. Sorry, words are hard at this time in the morning. He's got a cloth goods cape as well, which is kind of lovely. You like to see that. That adds a bit of extra value. The Doom in the Cabal 3-pack has a cloth goods cape. It seems they're moving in this direction for some of their more high-tier characters, and you love to see that. Then, nice little touches they've done. Rather than doing two separate heads, he's got the one head, but with removable hair, so that you can put his helmet on top. That's great. You can save money by not doing two separate heads. Do the old G.I. Joe. Take the hair off, put the helmet on. I think that looks great. I think they're reusing the two Ravens, Thuggin and Buggin, whatever they're called, that came with Thor. He's got them with him. He's got the big trident spear. He looks the businessman. He looks the bomb. So I'm very impressed with this. He's going to go up for pre-order on the 27th, and honestly, I can see this guy being very popular if he's not too expensive, because they really did a great job with this. Then we get a Target exclusive Let There Be Carnage Venom, which really generally isn't that different from the first Venom movie figure that they did, but now he's got the symbiotes coming off his back, the little symbiote heads. I do like that. But it's also a Venom from Let There Be Carnage, which is one of the worst cinematic experiences I've ever had. Ever. So yeah, that's just connotations, even though it's a reasonably nice figure. But really, besides the symbiotes coming off the back of him, it doesn't do anything for me. It's really no different from the one that came out before. We just got a really nice 616 Venom that's coming out in the Spider-Man retro range. So it feels like we're kind of overstuffed with Venoms. It'd be nice if you could put those symbiote heads on the back of the 616 figure. That would be kind of cool. But honestly, this wasn't too exciting for me to see. This next one, however, was very surprising. We're getting Warlord Professor Xavier. This is the Shi'ar armor that he was wearing at the same time that the other X-Men were wearing their blue and yellow training suits. So it makes perfect sense that they would put him out there as an accompaniment to these guys. But I think a lot of us just didn't necessarily expect it, because it's a bit of an outside-the-box figure. But I like him. He doesn't do anything for me personally. I don't have the nostalgic attachment. I didn't really get into X-Men until round about after Fatal Attractions. But if you're a blue and yellow training suit team completionist, then he'll fit right in. So yeah, this was kind of an interesting one to see. I think the sculpting on the helmet, that looks kind of cool. And the actual unmasked Charles Xavier head, looks a little creepy. But then again, Professor X can be kind of creepy. So honestly, I think that works. Then we get 2-pack Rogue and Destiny. This is a funny one because I think a lot of us were expecting a Destiny Mystique 2-pack. And I was thinking to myself, well, I don't really want Destiny, but I want Mystique, so maybe I would consider that. I don't think anyone was expecting a first appearance Rogue, but as soon as she popped up with the quite cool, evil-looking face and the slick-back badger hair, I think a lot of us thought, okay, this also makes sense for a 2-pack. Again, it's a little bit of a Rogue tax, because I think a lot of people do want that Destiny to complete your OG Brotherhood of Mutants. Rogue is nice, but not necessarily essential. So another one of those 2-packs where it's like, this is the figure that the vast majority want, but we're going to throw in this little extra niche one as well, just to ratchet up the price a little bit. Never liked that marketing tactic, but I'm not dismissing first appearance Rogue. I think a lot of completionists, they really want that OG look, so it's going to make them happy. And Destiny herself, I think they've done a nice looking job. The plain gold mask, I mean, it's kind of hard to mess that up, but then the crazy, weird, egg-shaped helmet that she wears, it all looks exactly like it needs to look. So as far as delivering on the aesthetics, I'd say they nailed it. And then we have the right hook of the 1-2 punch combination of big hitters in these reveals. We had Odin, now we've got Jean Grey in her green Phoenix attire. When I first saw this, I was like, do we need this? Have we not kind of got this already? But honestly, we haven't really for a long time. Because I was thinking we got this in the retro wave a couple of years ago, but we didn't. We got Evil Dark Phoenix Jean in the red. And then the only other one we've had like this is going way back to the Juggernaut wave, or even the Cyclops 2-pack if you want to go back even further. Bottom line is, a lot of people are going to be very happy to see this. And I know that other folks are going to have some very justifiable mumbles and grumbles that, the Hasbro doing the same old characters over and over again. I see both sides. You know, what is model behavior if not Dave just sitting on the fence half the time? But this is going to be on the super articulated Black Widow body. That alone would be enough of a selling point for some folks. But then, just to sweeten the deal, they pull out all the fiery, flaming Phoenix effects. And a whole bunch of people in the model behavior live stream chat were like, boom, well, I'm canceling my Mafex pre-order. And I understand why. Because this will probably be a little bit cheaper, and you get this glorious fiery Phoenix bird. It's a no-brainer. But again, we don't know the price. Because I can imagine this accessory ratcheting it up a lot. This is going to be a lot more expensive, I would imagine. Possibly $30, maybe cruising higher than that. Probably more likely. So the jury's out on whether or not she's going to be worth the money. But just aesthetically, looking at the pictures, golly, she looks pretty. And then we wrap things up with our Strange Tales wave. And I had no idea what to expect from this wave. And I was still kind of surprised and a little bit baffled sometimes. So we opened things up with Dr. Voodoo. I called him Brother Voodoo at first. And shout out to whoever it was in the chat that said, he did not go to Voodoo Medical School for 7 years to be called Brother Voodoo. Thank you very much. Dr. Voodoo. I was underwhelmed when I saw him because I was like, this really isn't very different from the figure they brought out about 7 or 8 years ago. He even has the same accessory, which was kind of, I always thought it was a weird looking accessory because it's a staff that has things coming down and like, why are the heads going down? Are you not firing them out? I don't know, it always looked weird. But the rest of him looks okay, but I was like, you know, we kind of got a couple of versions of this guy already, but this is a more modern one. So I know that there are fans of the character out there who probably will be very happy to see an updated version. But for me, I was a little underwhelmed. But then, by God, business picked up. We got Dracula, Bear, in his modern costume, his modern Marvel armor. I think this looks pretty badass. I kind of dig this. And great timing too, because right now the big summer event in Marvel Comics is Blood Hunt, which is all vampires and Dracula and all that blood-sucking good stuff. He looks really cool. With the 2 different heads as well, they're doing exactly what I love to see, which is an angry, rah face and then a stoic face. So you get the best of both worlds there. That's terrific. You love to see that. And then just the rest of the sculpting and tooling on his Vlad the Impaler style armor, Really good. This guy's a highlight of this wave, definitely. But then we're going to take it down. Take it way down with Helverine. Yeah, it's Ghost Rider Wolverine. Came out in the comics a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago. He's a very modern character. Ghost Rider Wolverine does what it says on the tin. Whole lot of reuse, old body, pins in the arms, just a new head and some flamey claws. Cheap ass, chuck it in the wave to pad it out type of a figure. Look, some people might see it and be like, oh, Flaming Skull Wolverine, heck yeah. And if you do, God bless you, more power to you, that's awesome. I think like the shiny silver adamantium skull, like it looks cool. But at the same time, action figures cost $27 now. I ain't spending $27 on a flaming head Wolverine. I'm sorry. And you're looking at a guy who spends money on silly things sometimes, but not that silly. And if you asked me to place a bet as to whether or not we'd get Bloodstorm in Marvel Legends form this year, I probably would have lost a lot of money because didn't see that one coming. So originally from the Mutant X alternate timeline short-lived series from the late 90s, I think it was, mid to late 90s, where Havoc goes to an alternate reality. I think they were still trying to catch the good vibes from the Age of Apocalypse. They couldn't capture lightning in a bottle twice, though. Nonetheless, though, we got this character, Bloodstorm, who is Storm, who's a vampire. And at first I thought, wow, that's super obscure. But I was informed by some folks, she actually has appeared in the 616 as well, for more than just a cup of coffee. She was around for a while in the 616. So there's a bit more justification having her in a collection, but still, totally random. And again, like, Strange Tales? I guess it could have been called Strange Choices. That would have been a more appropriate name for this wave. And then some very interesting kind of, I guess, a revelation about Haslabs, for example. Damien Hellstrom. This was a tier character for the failed Engine of Vengeance Haslab. So a lot of people thought that just like Mephisto and the Goblin Queen, that because the Haslab didn't fund, we weren't going to get these figures in any other form, and that was very sad. But now it looks like that's not the case. So this opens up the door for Mephisto and Goblin Queen to at some point make an appearance on our shelves. That's actually quite exciting. So Damien Hellstrom, the actual figure itself, it's just a shirtless dude. Doesn't really do much for this guy here, but then again, I'm not a mystical type person. But if you are, then that might be great. But yeah, for me, it's fine. What's more interesting than the figure is what he is, and that's something that's very promising for future releases. Then we got another surprising one, but one I actually really like, Lilith, who's this demon queen character who I do kind of know. I did a top 50 Ghost Rider characters video like 2 years ago, and I remember seeing her. That's all I can remember though. But yeah, demonic Ghost Rider, Mephisto adjacent type character. I actually really like what they've done here, just because she just looks bizarre, and sometimes I like bizarre. So actually for an additional character in this wave, I really dig her. I think she's kind of cool. But then we round out the basic figures in this wave with, honestly, a bit of a wet fart. It's just a repainted Moon Knight. And like, that in itself would be underwhelming. But the fact that this is a Build-A-Figure wave, so you gotta buy this Moon Knight. I assume you gotta buy this Moon Knight. I'm trying to glance down to see if I can see a Build-A-Figure piece in his box. I assume he comes with a Build-A-Figure piece. That kind of sucks. We've had many Moon Knights before. This is just a repainted Walgreens Moon Knight with some gold accents. Like, that's it. So that's a wave filler if ever I saw one. And that sucks because there's characters like Baron Mordo or Goblin Queen or a bajillion other supernatural characters that you could have put in this wave, but you didn't because it's cheaper to just make people buy the same figure again with some gold paint on it. That left a real bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, especially because the Build-A-Figure is one that a lot of people have been wanting, and that is Blackheart. And he looks good. And that's what made a lot of people feel like, this wave is kind of disappointing, because there's some good stuff in there, but you don't want to buy six or seven figures just to get Blackheart, because he looks cool, but not so much that you want to buy the entire wave. Also, look, don't get me wrong, I know his name is Blackheart, but the figure's very black. I know that sounds stupid, but I was thinking of like the Toy Biz one that I think incorporated more blue and purple accents to make him pop a bit more. So he still looked black, but like there was light shining and shimmering off of him, almost like an oil slick. That looked great. This is just black. It's like they were like, well, we literally just did the assignment, you know? But I think that some more color would have really helped with that, and he could have still kept his black attributes. You know what I mean? But looking at the actual sculpting on the figure, that looks nice. The tendrils, the spikes of hair, the little spikes and details on his body, the tail, that all looks terrific. But I feel it gets lost with just the jet black color on there. But he's got some chonk and heft to him as well. But yeah, I wouldn't buy this waif just to get my hands on him. But hey, let me know what you think, because that does it for all of the main reveals. And of course, there was a sneaky tease at the end, this time being a very futuristic sci-fi looking blaster, which again, some folks out there who are brighter than me say that this is the gun that Kang the Conqueror used in a recent story. So there was a lot of speculation as to who it might be for, but it seems that actually with some photo evidence we've got as well, we're getting a new 616 Kang by the looks of things. So that's kind of cool as well. There's going to be a whole bunch more stuff revealed at San Diego Comic-Con coming up soon as well. They did say we're holding some things back. So, you know, if you're wanting more, you're going to be getting it soon. But gang, what did you think about these reveals? Comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then hit that thumbs up and stay tuned at the end of this video from a little word from our channel sponsors. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. And now a quick shout out to this episode's sponsor, legendsverse.com. This is a brand new Marvel Legends curation website that honestly, I think it's got all the tools that every new Marvel Legends fan needs and every old Marvel Legends fan needs. But not just that, they also have sections for other action figure lines such as G.I. Joe, Mafex, and a whole bunch of other ones as well. Now, there are a few different action figure cataloging sites out there. One thing that I really like about this one is that not only do they have comprehensive articles for each figure that's been released throughout the years, but also they've got different sections where you can make and curate your own teams. It helps you categorize and coordinate what figures you still need, which ones you're expecting, and which ones you've ordered for each different subline and group. Because there's also kind of a gallery section where you can post pictures of your displays and whatnot. It's a really fun setup. So I highly recommend, if you're collecting your Marvel Legends or any other lines and you want help curating your display and your collection, keeping track of everything, including your pre-orders as well, that's a nice thing. You got this different pre-order section where you can click a drop-down menu and select where you've pre-ordered it from, whether or not you've paid, when you're expecting it. For someone as scatterbrained as me, that's a real big bonus right there. So yeah, go and check out legendsverse.com. The link is going to be in the description below. And if you're just using the free service, then you get all that good stuff right there. And if you love what they're doing, then you can pay a little one-off fee and then you can get all the extra features as well. I'm very selective as to who I kind of do sponsorship things with, because I don't want to be putting the Model Behavior brand next to something that I'm not confident with. But after talking to the gentleman who runs this website, really good guy, dude, shout out to you, and actually playing around with what you do there, I thought, you know what? Yeah, this gets the boom seal of Model Behavior. So Legends collectors, go check this site out.
Big time.